Today we're out in the countryside at a thrift store super centre, which has hard off, hobby off and off house. And we're going to go inside and take a look and see what they have. So there's quite a lot to cover in this video. So I think we're going to go start off in the far end, up the back, and work our way back to the front. Of course, these stores always have a great selection of musical instruments, and here we have mainly guitars and bass guitars. Electric, acoustic, nylon, and I love guitars. I grew up playing them. How cool is this? Old Hitachi double cassette and 8-track player. Looking like pretty good condition. $30. Can't go wrong. Digital cameras, film cameras, and most of these film cameras behind the cases, they do work. They're not considered junk. So if you're looking for a reliable camera, definitely go for the ones behind the case. Old school record players, very cool, about $150. Looks like it's in such good condition. And the stuff that you find in these thrift stores in Japan, the condition is incredible. It's nothing like back in Australia, and I can't speak for other countries, but I'm assuming that stuff is just, it's taken care of better in Japan. And this is the area that you get into for what they consider junk items. Stuff that has minor defects and most of the time doesn't work, but to fix them, if you're so well inclined, wouldn't be usually such a big job, and they always mention exactly what's wrong. Just boxes are filled with, what have you got here? PlayStation accessories, controllers, Wii's, Nintendos, and of course all of these guitars and keyboards are considered junk. $5, $16, $20, $30, $80, and it usually, there's nothing wrong with them, it's just the condition is not great. Guitar leads, microphone cables, all that sort of stuff, microphones. And we're not without all of the computer gear, monitors, hard drives, and everything under the sun. Printers, photocopiers, faxes, everything. Behind the glass we've got Nintendo Switches in various conditions and various prices, various specs. We've even got a telescope. How cool is that? How much is that? $330. Not too bad. Camera tripods, subwoofers. Pioneer TSX 11s have been here for years. I was eyeing these off back in the old days when I had a GX61 Mark II. Would have liked to put them in my car, but the price, you can get them a little bit cheaper online. But the good thing is, a lot of these places have warranty. Here, it's under warranty. So that is the benefit of buying from a second-hand store, opposed to buying online. Toolkits, stereos. Oh yeah. There you go. Pretty sure that's one my mate Benny has. I'll have to get him to confirm, but Benny gets into stereos in a big way, which is cool. I'm not a real stereo buff, but I would like to get something cool with good sound quality to collect at some point. $11. How much is that? Oh yeah. Not too bad. Ichiman Seien. Benny, let me know. What else we got? Oh yeah. National. And just mass amounts of music. A lot of it is Japanese. But you've also got a lot of Western stuff in there as well. Old school DVD sets, old Japanese dramas, police TV shows, anime, everything. Old school collection of Jaws. It's pretty cool. Jaws 1, 2, and 3. $22. 2, 3, and 4 collection. Huh. Oh. Huh. See, I thought that meant Jaws 1. Ah, Jaws the Revenge. Okay, I get it. 2, 3, and 4. Interesting. Just missing the first movie. Across 10th Street. AKB48 if you're into the idols. The Ring 2, Starship Troopers, The Lord of the Rings, Glee. Of course, these are Blu-rays as well. A lot of cool stuff. Sometimes it's just nice having physical copies and something you can touch in the form of media rather than having some streaming service. And all the various cartridges. Super Famicom. Mario. Everything you'd sort of expect. Oh yeah? What's this? German World War II game with swastikas on it. Very interesting. PlayStation 2 games. I'm a PlayStation guy. I had PS1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't got a 5, but I have quite the collection of PlayStation games back in Australia. I actually do enjoy train simulators on the occasion. I find them pretty relaxing, and I've always wanted to get into Denture de Gaulle. Basically, you can buy a setup and you control it physically with controls that plug into the PlayStation or computer. That's a PS1 version. Very cool. Denture de Gaulle. See, that's the controller that you can buy separately. 5,800 yen, around 23-ish years ago. Ooh, that looks like the Yamato. World War II game. World War II strategy game. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, had that, enjoyed that. Played a bit of Sims back in the day. IL-2 Sturmovik is a game that I did have back in the day. That's super cool. I would love to get a good collection of PC games. However, this one is $41, so I think I'll pass on that. A little bit expensive, but very cool to see. Even stuff like this, like I'm assuming that's a microscope. Like, where does that even come from? Who sells that stuff? Like, former laboratories or super cool. More telescopes. See, I don't even know what this sort of stuff is. It's all, of course, in the power tools and whatnot section. So if anybody knows what that is, please tell me. It's got a yen symbol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it for like... I honestly have no... Nippo check writer. Okay. So it's for making checks, I suppose. I don't even know how they work. More parcel speakers. These ones are from the mid to late 90s, I would say. Pioneer ones. Not as cool as the TSX11s that we saw before from the 80s. Especially the ones that light up. And what have we got here? Force feedback. PS2 racing wheel. See, I had the Gran Turismo paired racing wheel for PS1. Didn't have that one. And that's force feedback, which is cool. Mine was not force feedback. Pretty cool. What we got here? Microscope. Interesting. $1. And these are old like fax machines and various phones and monitors. All in the unloved junk section. A mass amount of CDs. A lot of them are Japanese bands. Let's keep moving on. Ooh. Accordion. Is that how you say it? Accordion? Can't remember. Super satisfying to push in and out, to be honest. I kind of wish that worked. I want to play on it. More record players. Getting into this in a big way at the moment. Might have to come back and buy that, to be honest. Needs a little bit of love. But I have heard Benny's version, assuming it is the same, it looks the same to me. Not 100% sure, but the sound coming out of that is just 50 times better of anything you can get today, especially for the money. I'm kind of surprised at the power tool selection that they got going on here. It's pretty good. It's like a hedge trimmer and stuff like that. Power saws and various things. What is this? Crane scale. Capacity 3 tons. Whew. Logical. In case any of you don't know, Logical is the name for Logitech in Japan. For whatever reason, they had to change it here, so that is what it is called. If you see Logical, don't think that it's a rip-off of Logitech. It is actually the same company, so be aware. And now we move into the hobby off section of this store. Always have a nice selection of cars in Japanese hobby stores. I bought a few models myself, a couple of die-cast ones that I enjoy. But there's going to be everything here. You've always got paramedics and police and Thomas the Tank Engine and everything. Hokkaido International Airlines. Never even heard of them. Are they bankrupt? Wouldn't know, but you can buy one here. You've got the entire fleet of Tokyo's fire department here, just in case you wanted to own them all. Oh yeah, nice. German scout cars. $44. Is that collectible or something? Because I feel like you could buy that brand new for a lot cheaper. Ah, these are the Japanese submarines that could have aircraft take off from them, I believe. Everybody in Japan seems to have some sort of hobby, and they pour their heart and soul and cash, for that matter, into the hobby. And a lot of people just have one, so they make that one hobby their everything, and they do their best and give it their best, which is cool. You've got a bit of anime stuff here, if you're interested in that. Personally, I'm not, but if you are, that's cool. Keep moving. Oh yeah. World War II German Army tank crewman. Vinyl model kit. 10.5 inches, 27 centimeters high. Many convertible parts included. Modelling skill helpful if you're under 10 years of age. It's pretty cool. Create your own battle scenes with a 1:6 scale combat figures. Oh yeah, I'm into that. Nice. And of course, I'm just showing the things that I'm personally interested in. If there's anything that you'd like me to come back in a future video or a future thrift store video and check out in more detail, leave it down in the comments. I'll definitely give it some more time and do a more in-depth look at whatever you want to see. Those Power Rangers? I guess they are. Umperman is crazy popular in Japan. They've got a whole section dedicated to Umperman here. Just all Umperman. And various types of trading cards. Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, idols. There's Goku. It's funny, for someone who lives in Japan, I'm not into anime that much. Watched a little bit as a kid, but I'm not religious about it or anything like that, which is kind of surprising. A lot of people that, especially foreigners that do move here, are into it in a big way. I'm just personally not, but quite happy to show it on camera. Some vinyl records. We've got the Beatles, Neil Young, Jackson Brown, Elvis. Interesting. And we've got the airsoft section, which is super popular in Japan. It's called survival games here, and people really get into it. A lot of the weapons are pretty expensive, but super high quality. And I would actually like to try it someday. Got a Steyr there, AUG, $110. Not too expensive, to be honest. M4s, AK-47s, Nerf guns, heap of handguns. A saw. M249, $270. Not too bad considering the firepower and the size of it. So we're pretty much done here with hard off and hobby off. So we'll move next door to off house and take a look and see what they've got on offer. I'm not sure if you can see on camera, but this off house is quite a bit larger than even the hobby off and hard off next door. And essentially what off house is the same company as Hobby Off and Hard Off, except they deal in furniture, clothing, and specialize in that sort of stuff. And over here we have yukatas, hakamas, kimonos, and different components for them. It's got a ton of them, a whole wall dedicated to it. Full of used clothing, all in more or less great condition as usual for Japan. Different types of bags. I've known people that will buy bags cheap from thrift stores and then resell them online for quite a big profit margin. This is the camping section. Pretty interested in that. Captain Stag, I've got a lot of their camping stuff. It's a budget camping brand in Japan, but I assume it's in Japan. I don't know if it's elsewhere, but the quality's not too bad. Little mini Weber type barbecue. Hammocks, more grills, camp out. Mainly barbecues, chairs, sleeping bags, stuff like that. The selection here is not that good. Boogie boards, surfboards, more surfboards, snowboards. Love snowboarding, been snowboarding since I was a kid. Don't actually own my own snowboard though, I always rent one. And some of them are so cheap here. $11 for this. Massively cheap. Look how much are these types? $11. The kitchen appliances they have here are always pretty interesting. You've got smoothie makers, blenders, snow cone machines. That's pretty cool. This was pretty interesting. I actually have a fondue maker at home, but it's only a dual one. So this is twice the size. Massive, $160. Pretty interesting. Probably buy that and hardly ever use it though. And of course, couches, chairs, in quite nice condition. Leather, $165. Perfect. $55 for this small L-shaped couch. So if you're moving to Japan and you want to kit your place out, come to one of these shops. You get some bargains. Bit of fitness equipment, all that stuff that you see advertised on TV at 2 o'clock in the morning and somebody buys and never uses, that sort of stuff. Golf clubs. I'm not big into golf, so I'm not really sure what's great, but they got them. And this whole thing is just dedicated to golf. Golf is the cool thing to do here. All the young people get into it in a big way and buy all the fancy clothes for it and pose, and sometimes I think they don't even play golf. Different football shirts, jerseys, motorbike gear, motorbike jackets. Oh yeah, nice. $66. Saddlebags for your Harley, helmets, bike pumps, and the antiques. This actually comes from the UK. I don't know if it's like, of course it's imported. I don't know if it was imported as an antique to sell or another UK special. Almost 300. Actually, all this stuff is from antiques from the UK. $130 for a chair. $80. So you could fit out your house with a full-blown British manor style, which is kind of cool. Corner tables, all British. This is the British section of antiques. Dressers and drawers, $250, $440. I'm really curious if they import this themselves or some British otaku died and his family sold all his antiques at this thrift shop. That is the end of the video, and if you guys enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to do another one because I sure enjoyed it. I love going to thrift shops, especially this one. It's big. It's always got new stuff. Anyway, we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.